So let's talk education now. The governing board of the National Senior Secondary School Education Commission has expressed commitment to promoting institutionalized partnerships and collaborations on funding. The board believes this will help the commission achieve its mandate of developing secondary school education to global standards. Maria Mohammed reports.
The myriad of challenges confronting secondary education, especially public schools, has not abated over the years. Beyond inadequate funding and low quality of teachers, public secondary schools are now faced with the task of providing a safe school environment for students to learn. This has negatively impacted on the education sector, resulting in students who are unable to compete with their foreign counterparts. The present administration is doing all it can to solve this problem by ensuring that the National Senior Secondary Education Commissions Act is signed into law. The bill seeks to infuse and expand funding of the commission in line with present realities in the country. At this retreat, the chairman of the commission, Nimota Akambi, assures that the board will prescribe maximum standards and intervene in critical areas of need to develop secondary school nationwide. The board is set to develop a management information system to capture the data of all senior secondary schools.
A lot to do. We are talking of promoting of institutional partnership and collaborations with the state governments, private sector, international development partners, and donor organizations to improve funding of senior secondary education in Nigeria. There is no commission or any agency without funding that will be successful.
The Commission is also putting measures in place to ensure state governments produce quality teachers to teach in their senior secondary schools.
Recognize that the type of teachers we have, some are poor quality, and what we have done so far is to refresh and retrain the teachers that are in the schools.
The Commission hopes to improve the quality of learning in senior secondary schools in order to meet global best practices. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
Retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa has again stressed the need for every person in the country to work together to curb the menace of illicit drug abuse, considering its overwhelming negative effect on national development. Muya Thomas has details.
The UN, in its 2018 data, puts Nigeria's drug use at 14.4%, one of the highest in the world, as the world average is 5.6%. The speech delivered by the chairman and CEO of NDLEA at the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors lecture is more like an expository on the economic implications of drug abuse. He says, while Nigeria does not have statistics on the economic cost implications of drug use, the data from the US gives a picture. The economic cost of drug abuse in the US in 2007 was estimated at $193 billion. Out of this, lost productivity accounted for about $120 billion. He goes on to explain that violence and crime in Nigeria has been directly linked to drug use, especially the activities of Boko Haram. Despite the efforts of his agency in addressing trafficking in drugs, criminal elements will go to any length to bring drugs into the country.
500,000 Captagon pills. Now those pills in the Gulf cost $20 each. So that's about $10 million. So the machines were actually constructed to conceal the drugs. So you can build a machine with $40,000, but it will carry $10 million worth of drugs.
We must put aside our sentiments and self-interests, rebuild our bridges and mend our fences. Today,
the institution, on its part, says it has the capability to help NDLEA locate cannabis plantations as a way of preventing drug abuse.
So there is an aspect of surveying that is called remote sensing. If we have the technology, we have it in Nigeria, but not the fullest of it. If you deploy that technology, it can classify different plants.
Every one of us as Nigerian citizens must also play a role, from parenting to education, traditional institutions to clergymen. We all must advocate for an end to this menace before it destroys our economy. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
And back in Lagos, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwoolu Thursday presented a budget estimate of 1.692 trillion naira to the State Assembly for consideration. The fiscal plan is tagged a budget of continuity. Abimbola Agbebi has details.
Just like past traditions, the hallowed chambers of the Lagos State House of Assembly was filled to capacity amid fanfare.
Come 2023. Sanwo-Olu mateka fun.
Mr. Babajide Sanwoolu kicked off his core task for the day, highlighting the impact his administration has made in various sectors of the state's economy in the last 3 years. Governor Sanwo-Olu then swiftly proceeded to the presentation of a budget estimate of 1.692 trillion to the lawmakers for the new fiscal year, christened Budget of Continuity.
The 2023 Appropriation Bill expresses our unwavering determination to keep serving the good people of Lagos through our team's developmental agenda. We are indeed grateful for the trust reposed in us by the people. We have resolved to continue our audacious intervention to every sector of our economy, and I'm confident that this budget of continuity will propel Lagos State to the next fiscal level.
To keep Lagos moving.
The proposed monetary plan is with a capital to recurrent ratio of 55.45%. Reacting to the presentation, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, asked the governor to also address the rising level of poverty in the state in the new fiscal year.
The year 2023 budget of Lagos State should have more human face, be targeted at reducing poverty and improving the welfare of the residents of the state as part of the team's agenda that guides this administration. We will also, as usual, continue to give needed support to you, our dear Governor, as we all march ahead to solidify the achievement gained since 2019 when you took the reins of the government.
The bill awaits a second reading on the floor of the House. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.